Right. Oh, I gotta get a little worked up here. I gotta wake some people's asses up. We just got back from dinner. Come on! Sam, will you get in the freaking room? Quit hugging the door. Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. All right. So we got some cool stuff tonight. Thank you, baby. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of some things that are very important today. Excuse me. The theme this weekend: humanity and our profession are under attack. We're at full-blown war, okay? The news is coming out. I just saw something before that NVIC posted. Police broke down people's doors, Arizona, guns drawn, because the parents didn't bring their kid who had 102 fever to the hospital. What world are we living in, right? So we're at war. The profession, humanity. We're all at war here. So when we look at the other side, I'm going to use Big Pharma. We're going to talk about the other side. How do they break their opponent? So I'll tell you what, we're the only opponent. Chiropractic is the only opponent. Have you ever heard the term divide and conquer? Anybody? All right, military term. So what they're doing it two ways. They're hitting us hard directly. They've been putting a spike, a wedge in our profession for as long as I know. ICA, ACA, drugs, no drugs. There needs to be a line in the sand for us, but they're forcing this wedge in, and the other side of our profession alone speaks louder than we do. We take care of people. They spend time spreading their word. So what does that really mean for us? What does that mean? What do we need to do? If we're just fighting little battles in our office, which we should be doing and need to be doing because we're saving lives, is that enough? Is that enough? And externally, they're putting shit everywhere on the media. Everywhere you name it, they're scare tactics. You know, unvaccinated this, unvaccinated that. I mean, the crap that's been going on, we've heard it all weekend long. Rockland County is where we live. And it's terrible. So they're putting fear in people's eyes. And just this past month, last month, I believe, maybe a month and a half, we've had 2 or 3 patients leave our practice because we have a thing on our wall, a little picture, that says there are X, whatever it is, 81, 72, I don't know the number of vaccines. You should ask your physician why or how, whatever it says. And they felt so deeply about the power of the vaccines and how they can fix and help everyone. And they even came in with folders, like 80 pages of printed research produced by Big Pharma to share with me, to make sure I'm really informed. And we had to agree to disagree. I didn't kick them out. They left themselves. So the battle is there. They're spreading their words far and deep. Let me go forward. So this brings me to the motivational portion. All right? So this is what we're going to talk about: failure and success. Because your success ultimately will help this profession. It will ultimately help humanity, who needs this profession, because we are the only profession fighting the battle. We're the few fighting a lot. We're like, what is it? We're fighting this giant. It's disgusting. So our habits, failure habits are always going to create the same thing. Success habits are always going to create success. So we have decisions to make every day. And for many of you know, I run a podcast outside of chiropractic called Lifestyle Locker. I get the opportunity to interview a lot of very smart people. Some are MDs that are ended up on our side of the fence because they understand the truth. I had to interview all sorts of people in the natural health world. And what we find is that a lot of things are true, and society obviously doesn't even want to own these truths. And it's very sad. But there's an author. Has anybody heard the book, The Art of Not Giving Up? Fuck? Yeah? So this is Mark Manson. So this is failure, and this is, when I read this, I'm reading it to myself, and I want to read these to you. There's 10 of these. It'll take me just a minute. We fail, or you fail, because you're afraid to stand out among the crowd. I give everybody these slides if they want any of this stuff, so don't worry about taking pictures. Just let me know. I have my details at the end. We fail because we're afraid to stand out among the crowd. Listen, we're all chiropractors. Didn't we already break that rule already? So why the hell are we so afraid to stand out? We're going to get punched down? It's part of our game, guys and gals. That's what we do. We take the punches, but we keep going. I mean, I remember that picture Dooley had up a couple of years ago, boxing, right? We need to put our fists up. We fail because we're not persistent enough. Yeah, I tried a screening a couple times. I only got a couple patients. It's probably not going to work for me. Persistency is key. You fail because you lack humility. You fail to network and build strong relationships. I'm going to touch on this one in a little bit. This is so important for your practice and for our profession. And Pam Jarbo, I don't know if she's here now, mentioned this in a different way earlier, and I'm going to dive a little deeper on it. You fail because you'd rather argue against advice instead of taking it. Just ask my father. All right? All right? We're all adults, and chiropractors are very thick-headed, strong people. All right? We all know better than the next. So we need to be open to receiving. Right? Come Monday, do we want to be the same? How many of us are probably going to be the same? Sad to say, right? How many of us are actually going to change and do something? Good, I saw one hand. Awesome. You fail because you're too distracted, so put down your goddamn phones. Quit screwing around. All right? We're distracted in practice. We're distracted everywhere. Media is consuming us, right? The news, they put so much crap in the news that we can't keep our eyes off of it. Politics, I mean, it's all a dog and pony show. Or keeping our eyes off of what's really going on. They want to take us out, but they also want to own humanity. We drug us enough, we're all going to be numb. We've all seen the movie The Matrix, right? Come on, think about it. You fail because you don't take responsibility for what's happening in your life. There's always excuses, right? There are excuses or the results. There's only two of those. You fail because you don't believe it's possible. And I know this is supposed to be a firewalk program. And how many people here have done the firewalk? Probably almost everybody, right? Most of us have done the firewalk, and what do we write on that card? The impossible is possible. We all know this. So why are we such chickens? Why are we so weak when we need to be strong? The principal chiropractors are the quietest group. The dark side, they're loud. They don't see patients. You fail because you're afraid to care. And I don't think this is so true in our profession. We're afraid to open our mouth to others when we care. Right? If someone says, oh, they see, in a grocery store, a mom picking up a bottle of XYZ for their kids. Hey, you ever think chiropractic might be a good chance? You ever hear of it? No, why? We're afraid to open our mouths. You fail because deep down you don't think you deserve what you want. And frankly, I don't think that's true. I think people don't have any idea what they want. That's the real truth. And number 11 I put in there, you fail because your daily habits suck. They do. Your daily habits suck. So they break us down, and I want to touch on one thing in a second because this is important. All the people that I interviewed, I'm going to steal a term you're going to see. I call them game changers, and that term comes from a guy named Dave Asprey, who is the guy that created the Bulletproof Coffee and all these things. So he wrote a book called Game Changers, and he studied hundreds of people, kind of the way I am in the way of doing right now. I'm not as many people deep as he is as far as interviews go, but he found a lot of things that I'm finding with the successful people that I get to interview, regardless of what they do, regardless of how much money they make, regardless of whatever profession they're in. This is what I find. And here, you've heard my father say this, and he did this in the last Firewalk. There's a funny video. If you don't like where you are, or we are, what do we have to do? Change. Come on. Change. So I stole this from Tony Robbins, not your guru. There's nobody here, and that's really not for me. This is for everybody that's speaking from the stage. We're not your guru or gurus. We're here to be leaders to inspire you to make change. That's what we need you to do. That's what we need to do. We're in the seat with you, right? So we need to start to do things. You saw failure equals failure, success equals success. We need to start to mirror people that we want to aspire to be like. I don't want you to become anybody else. But if we study the people like Tony Robbins, if we study people like a Dave Asprey, what do these people do to create ultra success? But more than that, they create huge, huge amounts of influence in people's lives, and they become very influential. So people will listen when they open their mouth, like a Coca-Cola, right? Like a Walmart, like these things. People pay attention. And Pam Jarbo spoke about that. So we need to start to become influencers and influential. We don't want to mirror failure. That's what we need to stop, ultimately need to stop. So the most common things that the game changers that I get to interview do, and this is important. I think if everybody's not doing this, you're missing the boat. If you're just waking up every morning like the movie Groundhog Day, rolling out of bed the same way, doing the same things over and over, you don't have time to meditate, you don't have time you're going to get the results you expect. So this is what everybody that I've interviewed on or off the show have mentioned. Daily meditation, and that doesn't mean sitting for an hour with your legs crossed saying Om. That could be 10 minutes. I got to interview 3 monsters in the meditation world as well, all a little different. But 10 to 15 minutes of meditation a day can change your life. That's the adjustment, right, above Atlas. That's what we all need as chiropractors. We're all getting adjusted, so we need that extra. Daily movement. Everybody says you just need to move your body. Every single day, no excuses. It doesn't mean you need to be at the gym for an hour. It can mean 10 minutes of push-ups, or 10 minutes, 10 to 20, 30 push-ups, right? 10 minutes of movement a day. Daily journaling or daily gratitude. And it could be sentences. They're putting things on paper. Daily good, real food. I'm not talking about the crap that we eat at this hotel, or the stuff that we see in most grocery stores. You need to be nourishing your body. And listen, we're all chiropractors, and you probably tell your patients this. If we get adjusted and we're eating McDonald's, is that good? Some people would say, yeah, right? Oh, I'm adjusted. I can process the food better. I call bullshit. You're killing yourself slower, but you're getting adjusted and eating McDonald's. So you need to nourish your body. Put good things in your body, whether you need to supplement with supplements. Use real food supplements if you're going to do that. But make sure you're eating real food. Spend time and energy with your family and with your passion. Every single one did this. Every successful person. So I urge all of you, if you're not doing any piece of this, this could take 20 minutes of your day, 30 minutes of your day max. Unless you want to spend more time and energy with your family and your passion, that'll take more, right? And that's a daily thing. Whether you're on vacation, if you've ever been on vacation with other chiropractors, I mean, me growing up, I don't remember ever really being on a vacation where there weren't other chiropractors involved, or there were people getting adjusted on ski slopes, who knows where, scuba diving. It didn't make a difference. There was always, we're surrounding ourselves with like-minded people, and it's a cool thing to do. So the chiro game changers, the chiropractors that I get to study, all do cool things. They all adjust, and they're all really good adjusters. They love to adjust. If you watch some of the docs here, what's up, Ronnie? If you watch some of the docs here adjust, it's like an art form. Really cool. And I mean, I know all of you have been adjusted by someone. Let's say who or whom. That like when you get adjusted, you get your cervical spine adjusted, you're just like, whoa, the world just changed, right? Those people love what they do. They're awesome adjusters. They teach, whether it's in office, out of office, online, whatever it may mean. They create content. They create things to share with their practice members or patients and their community and beyond. Then they share all of this stuff. They share their message, whether it's on a stage, whether it's in an auditorium with patients. And I've heard people, I've seen like Ray Omid have like 100 people at a talk in his office. It blows my mind. I think we could fit 6 in our waiting room. But it's pretty amazing. They share. So what are we doing to get our message out? And this is where some action steps. I'm going to give you some action steps to take. So if you're taking notes or want this, just let me know. This is really important. We all need to start doing something. And this is a term I created, so Webster Dictionary, you're welcome. It's called incluence. All right? It comes from the word influence, and what it means, you become much more influential by helping others create more influence. I'm going to teach you all how to do this in your practice, because this is important, because we need your practice to become like a spider web, right? Think of a web, or even just think of a tire or a wheel. A hub is the center, and then the spokes that come out, like a bike wheel. There's hundreds of them, right? Probably not, but I'm going to say hundreds of them. So if you're the hub, and you're communicating with Mary, the acupuncturist, and you start to create this network of people, and I'm going to show you how we can start to share this content. Everything is going to be led back to you. You're the hub, and you're going to start to create this model where people are going to start to find you as the influential person in your community and in your town. So this is building, we call this building your tribe. So this is how we do it. You have in-office things you need to do. Obviously, you're adjusting, I hope. Orientation or classes or webinars, things that you're going on in your practice for teaching. You need to do this. You need to educate your internal tribe. You need to connect with your health professionals, which are the people in your community. Think local. My Lifestyle Locker podcast is a web that's a global web right now. It's not just local. So we're starting to create a more local web for our practice in New York City. So starting to create this web. You're going to create a podcast. And you're like, well, you're the guy that does the podcast and teaches the podcast course. Yes, but this is what's important. If you understand the trends in the way humans consume content on the planet, the two most common ways that people consume content, video and audio. And a lot of people don't even listen to the video now with sound on because they have the smart people put captions on them, right? So they can watch in their office or work or school. So podcasting is even bigger than video, because how many people commute? How many billions of hours a day are people spending on trains, planes, automobiles, whatever it may be? They have their earbuds in. So how cool would it be if we have 1,000 chiropractors that are creating connections in their community, interviewing their community, creating influence, making those other people influential, so all those people are going to share with their community now. So that web gets wider and wider, and they're sharing that podcast. So that all comes back to you as being the person that becomes a natural health connection. This is huge. You know what? If we have 1,000 chiropractors doing something like this, iTunes is going to blow up, and something's going to happen. Some people are going to find out what chiropractic is really about, and they're going to see how powerful and important we really are. That's my goal. I want the world under care. And this is my mission on how I'm going to try to teach people how to do it. But this is huge. And then obviously sharing everything across everywhere in social media. So people will start to stumble across you in your community and in your world, right? The world will wake up and will see us. That's my job. That's my mission. So, and Pam Jarbo, and they talk about the war is bringing your community. When you start to create a tribe by doing this, in your office, in your community, they become our ground troops. They're the ones that are going to answer to the media. They're the ones that are going to open their mouth on social media in a mom's group and say, you shouldn't be vaccinating your kids. The MMR vaccine is bullshit. They're the ones, you don't need to do that. Because a lot of us chiros, we don't have really thick skin. And it's okay. Your tribe will do that for you. Will ultimately do it. They're going to be our ground troops. So I urge all of you that are in practice to do this, and this is going to be huge. This next decade in chiropractic, if we don't change, we're gone. They're doing such a good job that it's scaring humanity. So we need to make our voice heard, right? So we need to act now so chiropractic wins. And I'm going to put up a slide next. I want anybody that wants this, just please let me know. My contacts are up here. Connect with me any way you want, social media. I'll give you this info. And one other mission I just want to share, this is just a shameless plug, is Lifestyle Locker was bound that they can be transformed. So we created something, my friend Bradley Roush and I created something called UHP Seminars, which stands for Unleash Your Human Potential. And I hope many of you can come, but it's designed for the public. We're shooting it for people. No, that's lifestylelocker.com. Oh, sorry, yeah. Life, that's my spelling. So most of my posts look on social media. But nonetheless, I'm trying to reach far and wide. So I think as a profession, I hope and pray all of you jump on the bandwagon and spreading the truth, spreading the word. Because if not you, then who? Man, I have a half a room here of people. If this room, who's in here now, this would make a huge impact. How many tens of thousands of people per month would be downloading your show or these shows? It's pretty powerful. So I want to thank you. That's my chat for the day. And I want to bring up, thank you, I want to bring up one of my,